Hello the internet and welcome back to the live stream. It is Saturday the 5th of January 2019, first stream of the year. Today I'll be live for 11 minutes and I want to say straight off the bat, I believe we have resolved all of the all of the 4G issues. I'll get to that in a little bit, but what we have to do straight away is just say thank you to everybody playing in the chat, because you guys have been patiently waiting for this, and I understand that a lot of the issues have, well, as we'll see, a lot of the issues have been on my end, and I need to take ownership of that. By the way, how about my new microphone placement? The closer you get, the more ASMR it sounds. I think this is probably the best spot for it. I don't want to get too ASMR-ish on you guys. You know what we need to do though? We haven't done this yet because it failed last week and Robert Porter missed out on his first chance the first time. By the way, I want to say thanks to everybody watching. Ben Wilson, Mark Ensby, The Racing Gamer, Edie Murphy, Steve Ann. We got right back up the right stuff. This looks good. I think the remedy's here. So let's jump in and give away the snorkel masks. That way, if anyone who wins it is in the chat, they can claim it. So like last time, I've got the spreadsheet here. We have a few new entrants since then. If we scroll all the way down, we have about 40 entrants, I believe. Yeah, 40. Keith Dela Cruz was the last entrant. So the way to win this is, how many were there? 40. Hey Siri, random number between 1 and 40.
A random number between 1 and 40 is 38.
38. Will Kenyon. Will Kenyon, I can see you there in the well, I can't see you in the chat because I haven't checked yet. Whoops, I did put a 5 in there by accident. You have to be in the chat, Will, to let us know that you have seen and won. And if you are knowing Mr. Will Kenyon, please jump on and get him to come into the chat now and claim this in the next, what do we got, 8 minutes, because he is the winner. This is what you've won, Will Kenyon. The August Trek full face snorkel mask. This one's been open for the review. This one has been unopened. So, well, actually I opened both of them, but I haven't actually put that one in the water. So you're getting both of them. And I tell you what, if Mr. Kenyon doesn't jump in here like Robert Porter didn't last week, then someone else will get it the week after. And we will keep on doing this until we get rid of it. And by the way, Stephen asked earlier in the chat, would it be possible for Global Surf Industries to give away a surfboard? You might have been seeing my Wave a Day project rolling out on my channel, being sponsored by Global Surf Industries for surfboards. I'm pretty certain they won't give you this one that I've got, this physical board, but there's a good possibility by the end of the month there may be a giveaway, so stay tuned for that. Austin Bacasa, a new person in the chat. Welcome, come on down. Northrump MJ says she's buffering a bit. That's got to be at your end because I'm seeing nothing here. It's beautiful. Hey, by the way, new bottle of Jack's there. See that? Shyla Rose said you should get onto the Jack Daniels Tennessee Fire. So I bought a bottle, and as it is every 10 streams, that bottle will be taken and put here and we'll sip it. But for the time being and for the next 9 streams, that's my background prop from Mr. Jack Daniel. I tell you what we've missed out on this week. Now, you guys might have seen a smidgen of it because the stream was up and down and it kind of came in and out, but we never caught up from Outdoor Man with a Van, from Steve Ann. And I have been doing some work with the Delica 4x4. So I want to show you what I've been doing, but don't forget this is 2 weeks old. There has been other things done since then, which we'll probably bring you up to speed with next week. In the meantime, let's catch up with 2 weeks ago. Welcome to episode 8 of Outdoor Man with a Van. Well, it's a little dark in here, isn't it? That's because I've affixed the curtains to Steve Van. This is a 2-part process. See these holes here on the wall? If you look along here, there's holes there. Those holes, and there's more here, those holes are where I'm going to use Velcro to stick the edges of the curtains down. That's important because light comes in through the side of the curtains, but if you stick them together, bam, bam. If you have the extra bit of Velcro there, it stops that light coming in and it also keeps the curtain in place. My mother did all of the side stitching, so all of the hemming and cutting and all of that kind of hard sewing stuff that I've got no idea, so thanks Mum. It's going to be a 2-part process. I've got the Velcro coming from eBay, and while we wait for that to arrive, let's go back to the live stream. You cheeky little monkeys. Tim Askog asking, how do we know this is actually live? What have I got to do to prove it? I called out Austin Bacasa, a new person in the chat. Ask me to do something and I'll call it out. Dronus 4x4's up in the chat. Thanks, man, for joining in from Radelaide. Man, this is fantastic. So, damn, it was 2 off. Oh, Mark Ensby missed the win by 2. But don't forget, if our winner doesn't come on in, if Mr. Kenyon doesn't turn up, we give this away next week. Will, come on, man. You're on the channel a lot. Where are you, dude? You should be watching. Actually, you know what? I can't say I blame him for not coming onto the live stream. The amount of problems I've had with these streams in the last couple of weeks, I'm amazed anyone's even here. And I got to say thank you for being here, whoever's watching. This is... Okay, so let's talk about the resolution. The resolution... Now, where's my humble pie? I might have to eat a slice of that humble pie. Don't have any handy. You know how there's been this kind of like back and forward, I'm not going to use the word war or rivalry, but there's been a couple of people in the community that have been using Mimo Live, and there's been one, me, who's been using OBS. Well, the boys that are using Mimo Live have always said, you should use Mimo Live, you know, do this, do that, do that. And I was sticking with OBS because I wanted this setup that you can see here. And I had all that set up in OBS and it was all good to go. And then we got issues. And the issues turned out to be, can you believe this? Nothing really related to my 4G connection. The back-end encoding through OBS, how it handles video and how it compresses it to send it through to the stream, must be maybe an FFmpeg cheaper codec, because we tested it. I tested the exact same setup on this new software I'm running right now. It's called Wirecast, and it's working flawlessly, perfectly perfect, without a single drop frame. So it has to be OBS. Now, we tried OBS with eliminating... Okay, so first of all, I'm going to give props to Mark Ensby. Mark Ensby, his channel is in the chat right now. Go and give that man some love. He helped me with this like you wouldn't believe. We sat down, we did multiple tests. I took my entire iMac into Steve Van and drove to the tower and sat underneath the tower. I plugged my power cable into a surfboard manufacturer, ironically surfboarding, and he gave me power, and I sat there in Steve Van doing a stream, and it fell over. We took the GH5 out of the picture, we used the iMac camera, the FaceTime camera, and it still fell over. So it was nothing to do with this connection to the tower, it was all to do with the OBS software. So when I came back and I researched Wirecast, which is something I'd used previously to set up my stream, but the reason I never went ahead with it is because it was like $1,200 US for the software, and I was like, I can't really afford that. On the 31st of December, they had a 30% special, 30% off special. And so after a few Christmassy, New Year's Eve beverages, I pulled the pin and spent about 760 Australian dollars on this software that is now what we are streaming through. And there may be some teething issues, but it is working flawlessly for what I need. Drona says Creaky says, I defended OBS for so long. Well, see, the thing is, I was defending what I thought was working. And if they had a better internal codec to compress the video, it would have worked. Now, all that being said, I do want to bring in a video here of, well, this is what I've been watching previously on YouTube, and I wanted to have Mark Ensby on as a guest, but there are still some technical issues about doing that, mainly the bandwidth. 4G might not sustain incoming Skype calls and outgoing Skype calls at this point. But I do want to show you a video of Mark Ensby's that has really hit my, I was going to say sweet spot, that's not the word I wanted. It's caught my attention, and it's this guy here. So let's just roll this, and you can just watch.
Recently, I had the opportunity to test out this bad boy. It's the brand new 2018 Toyota RAV4. Now, Toyota didn't give me the car to test drive. I got this car through a company called Thrifty. Now, the only deal was that when I'm finished with it, I had to fill it back up. Well, they didn't give it to me. Well, they gave it to me because I hired it off them. I rented it off them. So I have to fill it up because that's in the contract. So I'm paying Thrifty to tell you what I think of this car that Toyota will... Why am I paying to test drive their car? I gotta fill it up.
So what we've got here is Mark Ensby renting a vehicle and then doing a review of that vehicle. And what I think is beautiful and genius about this is that everybody on YouTube is searching for evergreen content. Now, is it possible that this content from Mark Ensby is his evergreen content? People are always going to be searching for this term, RAV4 2018. They're going to be looking for that. Oh, wow. We've already got my outro line. That's quick. Sorry, folks. I'll see you next week. That was a very quick outro piece. It's already been 11 minutes. This worked. Yes, it worked. So good.
Oh, that's we're out of time.